that stupid music! What's up, everybody? Professor Bill, Comic Book University. So, we are going to do the thing on the Twitch with the stuff and all the stuffs. So we're gonna talk a little bit. We got DC fandom is happening. What? It's free right now for a couple more hours. And then these jackasses are going to try and charge us, aren't they? Oh, we'll see how that works out. We'll see how that works out. Hey, what's up, Breck? How you doing? So I'm about to crash right into this. Let's get talking about some of the stuff that I'm going to open, man. So I'm going to open. First, I'm going to open this thing. I got a little hand kit escape room. It doesn't say VR. Oh, it says virtual reality. I don't know. Like, do I have to use my just this thing? Don't have to use your phone or anything. Well, I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm gonna crack it open. It's got two 60-minute escape room things in it, and I'm looking forward to it. Y'all know that we got some TV coming up from Marvel pretty soon, right? Just relaxing. Nice. Getting ready to relax and one of these days watch some Falcon and Winter Soldier. Well, I finally got my hand. I actually already have this Falcon. I don't have this Winter Soldier. Now I do. So I got two Falcons. It's cool. Maybe one of them I'll bruise up. You know what I'm saying? Make him look like he just got punched in the face a couple times or whatever. But yeah, bang. So got the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Bucky and Sam. I got this guy right here. This is going to be a Hulk of an episode. So I got this guy right here. Boom. The Gamerverse Hulk. He's kind of cool. I'm not a fan of the Gamerverse or any of this other stuff, but I am a fan of this. This actually looks really dope. I'm looking forward to that. I also got bang some Apocalypse right here. We're going Apocalyptia. Oh, yeah, hey, make sure you guys join the CBU Discord, hang out, talk with some peeps. But boom, we got the Age of Apocalypse. I said I was going to open it this week. Boom, opening it. Also, for the sake of conversation, I'm going to throw a little DC in the mix because this is a very heavy Marvel opening thing. So I got a little something else here, and this is actually DC Comics. I'm going to open this puppy up. Either that or there's a sex toy. I'm not sure. But anyway, whatever this is, I believe this is DC, and we're going to open up and we're going to see it together. So, also, this doesn't need to be open. This is what I'm going to start with, actually, is my 3 Hulks. I got 3 Hulk figures. Boom! I'm going to crack these puppies. I'm going to take a look at these puppies. I already washed them. I got them in recently. The next phase of Iron Man next week. Yes, Girl Talk, I am actually interested in that. I'm not, it's not me. I don't get excited over this stuff. But yeah, I'm curious. You guys see, I actually took down a lot of the stuff that I had up on top. I had like Phoenix and Rogue and Storm over there, more like Bloodstorm? Yeah, Bloodstorm over there. I also had Black Panther right up here, jumping down at the Phoenix like he's going to take her down. I started taking a bunch of these down because they were just up there for a while, and I realized that just a little bit of dust, feather dusting wasn't enough. So I actually started taking a bunch of them down. I got to take some more down. But anyway, yeah, I got Spider-Woman, I got freaking Captain Marvel, I got my Superior Spider-Man, I got Wasp, and up top I got Falcon. This is actually not a great Falcon figure because that's all he does. You squeeze the legs together and he brings his arms out to the side, with the wings. And you let it go and he brings his arms down, and it's like, it looks good when it's just sitting up there, but otherwise it doesn't do much. So I actually fish wire tied his feet together, at the knees, so that can actually put his legs together so he can keep his arms out, and then just fish wire to actually have them up there. But yeah, anyway, so just realized that the camera was up a little high. Anyway, hi, this is me. So hey, what's up, Auntie Paulie? How you doing? I know it is empty, isn't it? So here we go. We got the first one, this Hulk figure. He's actually got a permanent lean to the side. There's not a Marvel Legends. I don't know what this thing is, but whatever it is, it's this weird thing where like it's on a spring. So I guess you're supposed to be able to like that. Uh, and it'll like gut punch you. Uh, like that, right? There's also this guy here. Uh, uh. Like maybe it's supposed to work this way, but it doesn't. It doesn't turn. It's just kind of there. But the spring still works on this side. So I guess it's like, what is this? It just however it's supposed to work. Whatever. Who cares? Anyway, it's the head turns side to side. It doesn't go up or down. It's just like this is the it's kind of like a fairly good leaping thing. It's got no ab crunch. He's permanently like leaning to the side. This will be good for a pose, right? This will be good for this particular pose. Maybe get a little, whatever. Saying if I got to do something where he's leaning to the side, he's got like a gangster lean going, riding in the 2-4. Then it is what it is. But yeah, can't really use this guy for much else except posing. So anyway, I got this guy here. I obviously have to paint his arm unless I'm going to go with a cyborg Hulk. Um, I got all three of these things off of eBay for I think it was like $30 total. Yeah, Canadian, in fact. Shipping was like 15. So, but that's like everything in Canada, so whatever. Anyway, yeah, boom, got this off of eBay. So, I actually have a very similar one to this. The fingers open and close. The index finger can be separate when it opens. These other three are together. The thumb kind of goes open and close. It's kind of good for a couple poses because, like the fingers at the end joint knuckle don't move. So it's like that's how he opens his hand. He closes his hand like he's about to throw a punch. That hand is actually the best hand. This one sucks because he's got this thing where you can open up and he could just be like, hey, I'm gonna, pew pew, I'm gonna shoot you. But even when he closes his hand, it's like that's not much of a fist. Even when you because you can't close, you have to actually close the thumb over, so he'll still be like this. So it's pretty good if you're gonna make him do a, come here kind of thing, or if you're gonna have him point, you do the Hulk Hogan, whatever. That could actually look kind of cool. But otherwise, this is a fairly crappy figure. Toes go up. I like that. But yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. It's exactly what I paid for. Just some kids messing with it. Some kid decided to paint the arm joint or something, I guess. It's very weird because it's a solid color. It's like they took the arm off and decided to paint it. I don't know why. I'll try and paint it back probably. This one I definitely got to paint because I wanted a gray Hulk. And for the life of me, I could not find one that was a decent price. Finding all three of these for 30, technically 45 Canadian, wasn't really the worst in the world, but some kid, I guess, decided to paint his face so he can get red in the face. Yeah. Anyway, I want to try and do my Mr. Fix-It. So, boom, got this. What's up, Aggressive? How you doing? Of course, you're gonna say it looks good because the Hulk's aggressive. So I'm gonna repaint his face. I don't know how good I'm gonna be able to do it. I'm gonna have to do a lot of dry brushing afterwards because just a regular old gray face. It's like they decided to make this gray, his arm gray, and decided to make this pink. Like, what the frick are you doing, man? Anyway, so I got my hands on this. This is not a bad figure, all in all. Like, it's got the turning here. It's got an ab crunch at the same place. That's the only place he turns. He doesn't turn at the hips, only at that waist. His arms will not really do a whole lot of movement. They actually go backwards more than they go forward, which is weird. But his hands do make this motion, which isn't that bad. Oh, you're in the relaxing part? It's like passively aggressive. um, yeah, this is a really weirdly shaped figure. But if I'm going to do like a Joe Fix-It type figure, I could pick a worse figure to do it with. I actually really want that expensive gray Hulk that came with the pipe, but it's no longer available from Hasbro Pulse as of fairly recently, and I only just recently realized that you could buy from Hasbro Pulse. I kept waiting for it to come to the stores. They were like, "Oh, it's a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive." So I was like, "Oh, great! So I'm never going to be able to get it." Then I realized that people are getting it from Hasbro Pulse website directly, and I'm mad because, like, bruh, like I'd spend 60, $80 Canadian to get my hands on that. I definitely would. There's no doubt about that. But I'm not going to pay freaking people trying to charge 130 and all that online. It's like, man, you could keep that. So let's open up another Hulk. Bam! The Gamerverse Hulk. Oh man, this thing's still. I washed them and my wife took them out of the drain a little early, so they're still a little bit wet. That sucks. They get in the joints. This is a weird looking Hulk. I don't understand it. I watched hey, what's up, Andy Koopa? So I watched Ernie, the Blurred Without Fear, playing some Avengers the other day. Looks like a fun game. The Marvel Avengers game. He's on Twitch and he's playing some games and I was like, ooh. So I'm gonna, while I'm opening this, I'm gonna give a super special shout out to Blurred also. It's Blurred Without Fear. You guys, I hope by now know his YouTube channel. He's on Twitch also. Twitter, go and follow this dude. Seriously, like, tell him Professor sent you. Because if you're not already, if anything, he's sending people to me. This dude, he had like 25 people watching one of the games that he's doing. And I had just gotten on Twitch. You guys know, just like 2 weeks ago. Like actually gotten on Twitch to try and do some stuff. And it takes a lot of time to monetize, to become specifically to become a partner on Twitch. It's really hard to do that. Here's the Gamerverse thing in the back. This is another one I'm probably going to keep because having this little thing like, do the little noise in the background, that could actually work really well. So I'm going to keep that, much to my wife's chagrin, I'm sure. But screw that noise. Anyway, so I'm just sitting there fiddling around on Twitch, and it's like, oh, you have to do this. Okay, I did that. You have to do this. You have to do that. You have to do this. You have to do that. And then, like, the last thing you got to do to become an affiliate with us is do this. Then you can start taking subscribers. Then you can start doing this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, oh, you got to get a whole bunch of people following you at the same time and commenting. I could do that, sure. So I figured like it would take me like another week, maybe another 2 weeks to do something like that to get enough people built up on here and have a whole bunch of people at one time talking. I'm saying anybody's in here, if you just simply say hi really quick, it actually shows up. And all of a sudden, like they say, get people talking. So if anybody wants to try and help out the YouTube or help out the Twitch channel, you don't have to subscribe. You don't have to do it. Just the idea that you like say hi in the chat right now would actually be a big deal, apparently, according to Twitch. I'm learning Twitch, you know what I'm saying? But Blurred, who had 25 people in his freaking chat, he decided to finish up. I didn't even realize that he was playing. He must have came on after me, and I was playing DC Superheroes Online. Screw that game. Because it made me lose all my information. Like, well, that's just booty. Anyway, so this dude shows up. He raids my channel, which means he's just like, instead of him just saying, okay, I'm signing out, bye, everyone, and I don't even know how to do this yet. He actually did a raid, which means he takes all of his viewers and says, let's go all of us watch this channel now. And it's like, you could always just opt out and be like, nah, I'm just, see you, peace. But no, he actually brings 25 people over to my thing and people start talking everything. And all of a sudden it's like, boom. When he did that, all of a sudden I got the notification, hey, you just made affiliate. And I didn't even realize it. And what's funny, half funny, half stupid, is I was playing DC Universe, which is an old game. So it takes up the full screen. So behind the actual game is the chat section. So I'm like, I can't see the chat. So what I did was I went to the stream on my phone. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't even show like an extra person watching because it's my own account. So it's like I'm watching my own stream or I'm in my stream twice. And I had to make sure I turned the sound off so it didn't like project me. But like I'm able to scroll down and look at the chat in case somebody decides to start talking. I can see somebody's talking. And I had it over here. I didn't even have it in front of me. I just had it over here to the side. And it showed that Blurred was talking to me, and I'm just like, oh, hey, Ern, what's up, dude? How you doing? You know, and like trying to play the game, and I'm very new to Twitch, so I'm like trying to pay attention to the game and not die, and look to see if he's talking. I learned I should just keep the camera here. I should keep the phone here to do that anyway. So I just see, and he starts talking, and it didn't say you've been rated with 25. So I'm like, well, that's weird. So instead, when I exited the game after he'd already left, I played for like another hour after he left. I was like, thanks, man. I'll talk to you later, man. You know, peace out. I played for like another hour, hour and a half, and then when I closed out the game, that went away, and I could see the Twitch stream in the back, and I was like, oh, this guy subscribed, that or what do you call it? This guy, you know, followed and do, and this guy was saying these things. I just scrolled up to see what was up, and I was like, oh, Ernie rated me. Yo, I know it's like a little thing. I know it's just a little thing, but like real talk, he could have rated any one of his friends. He could have done anything he wanted to. He could have done anything. He didn't have to do a raid. He could have just been like, all right, bye. But he sent that raid, and that was that straw that broke the camel's back that put me over the limit so that now I get to actually accept subscribers and all that stuff. And I'm just saying, it's funny. You never know what thing is going to make someone's day, or in this case, night. You never know what's going to make somebody's day. And like, I've just been in a rut for a while and I've been feeling better and whatnot. And that one stupid little thing, and I never, like I sent him a thank you on DMs and Twitter and whatnot, but like that was for me that was such a huge deal, such a freaking huge deal that he did that because it saved me a week or two of grinding even more, say to try and get to affiliates. So yeah, he didn't have to do that, and that was very cool that he did. All right, check this out. Boom! Gamerverse Hulk. This is what he comes with. He comes with 2 heads, 0 complaints, and he comes with 2 sets of hands. So he's got the closed fists, which how would a Hulk not come with closed fists? Closed fists, and he's got an open hands too. And it's not even that stupid G.I. Joe grip, because why the hell would the Hulk need a G.I. Joe Kung Fu grip? Instead, it's these open kind of hands where it looks like he could grab somebody. So I can imagine putting Colossus or trying to fit the thing's, fingers. Actually, this is what the thing looks like with his fingers. But anyway, as opposed to Nightcrawler, who looks like this. But just, boom, and try and interlock and do that test of strength, the contest of strength and all that. Or just, like somebody goes to throw a punch and he just, boom, catches that hand, So that's sick. That's sweet. And of course, he also comes with the closed fist. And because most of the times figures will just come like this. It's like one fist is always closed, nothing else you could do but punch with that one. And then this one that's open, which nothing, you could do whatever, but you can't actually punch with that hand. So I'm glad that they gave us 2 sets of hands on these bigger characters. That's what they've been doing in general lately. Love, love, love it. Love it. So here's the calm face, I guess you'd say. I don't know why he's got the war paint, but I'm not complaining. It actually looks kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. His hair looks stupid. Like it's just they're trying to do kind of like the Steve Buscema look. When he used to draw the Hulk, where the hair just kind of boom. But like this is that old school '80s mop haircut, where it's just it's gonna grow and it's gonna fall. You're good. Oh man. So pop that puppy open, and here's the actual figure in and of himself. Yeah, not the biggest, strongest, most muscular mother fathead on the planet, but it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. I like it. He's got the rags on the side. It's like Hulk the Barbarian. He's got the war paint and everything. I could use this for like Hulk versus Wolverine, Ultimate Wolverine versus Hulk, all that stuff, and just boom. Yeah, this looks good. I like this. Your typical giant size Marvel Legends figure. No yelling mouth. Always just, "Arr," or nah, we good. The disassociated look. Who do you think is the next Superman writer after Bendis? Breck, yeah, he is a cool guy. I think Andy Cooper, what's up? I think that what's his name? Tomasi. Like just let Tomasi go back to it because he did a great job. What's up? What do you think will happen after Death Metal? Yes, I believe that there's going to be a full full reboot. And yes, I also hope that Tinian is on Batman afterwards, because like, why only give him a couple minute run, you know? Whispers are Mark Waid coming back to DC, maybe Soups. Somebody was talking to me last night on Discord about that. I wouldn't complain if Wade came back there. I kind of want him to come back to Flash, though. If he's still got another Wally West run, bring him back to Flash, bro. Boom, 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 boom. Talking about making your day, the owner of my LCS gave me the issue 282 and 283 of Uncanny X-Men Bishop's first and second appearance. What? Auntie Polly. Yo, like, what did you do to get that? Because that's no joke. I just bought Bishop's first appearance. I'm still waiting for that to come in the mail. But yo, that's hot. That is hot. That's what I'm talking about. When your LCS is just like, you know what? You're in here all the time. Sit your ass down. Good. Gotta take a gander at this, and they hook you up. You know, so I love that. I love that. Looks like House of M Hulk. Yeah, I'm not gonna dissuade you from that line of reasoning. The idea is like, this is a very tribalistic looking Hulk. This is the Hulk that, if you know, like, I'll use my Conan the Barbarian figure against this Hulk. You know, like, this is cool. I'm not complaining about this. Yeah. Hmm. I wonder, because the feet look kind of small on this. Don't the feet look kind of small on this? Is it just me? Feet look just a little plain. Like, there's not too much vein action going in there. He's just a good dude. That's what I like to hear, man. That's how you stay at that comic book store forever. I wonder if they could start making an extra foot here or there, that like the toe is spread and leaning up. Or I wonder if I could just get pieces like from older figures that somebody just throws out, and then I can just like start slicing stuff, like heat it up, slice it with like a hot knife, and start molding pieces, you know? Have to get like the whole leg out though. That'd be scary. Start messing up a figure like that. We shall see, though. We shall see. Anyway, so boom, we got that. Yeah, this guy right here. I'll probably go and play this by myself. Probably while I'm waiting for the I'm going to be doing the podcast tonight with Chillmonger. So I'll probably do this while I'm waiting for it to render and all that. That looks fun, man. That looks genuinely fun. Like, it's a self-contained kit. You apparently don't need your phone or anything like that. It's got 2 hour-long virtual escape rooms in there. I got this for $12 and change, like 12 and a half bucks Canadian at Toys R Us. So it was just in a bin of, we're getting rid of everything. And I'm like, I'll take it. Shoot. You know, no complaints there. So let's open some Bucky and Winter Soldier before we get to Apocalypse. And the mystery box. Is it a toy? Is it a sex toy? We shall see. We shall find out together. All right. Pop these 2 fellas open. Oh, I'm going to be talking a little bit about some Falcon and Winter Soldier on the podcast tonight. Or it's going to come out for you guys around 5-6 o'clock in the morning. On I mean, unless you want to wait for the, like, if you just wherever you listen, the Comic Book University podcast, wherever you download your podcasts from. I don't care if it's Joe Rogan or whatever, because he's on Stitcher. I'm on Stitcher. You know what I'm saying? You got people on iTunes. I'm on iTunes. You got people on freaking all these different channels. Like, I think I'm on Podbean also. I'm everywhere, bro. Me and Chill, our stream is everywhere. Our podcast that comes out once every week, every Sunday morning. Boom, sit back, chillax, listen to the podcast. All of the weekly comic book news in depth, the whole week, boom, in one place. It's cool. And plus, we try to get into fights with each other. Every so often it happens. So this is the gun, the rifle for Bucky. I don't like these guns. This is just a rehash and a repaint of the same mold. It's always got this stupid thing. Like, what kind of gun is going to have a bend in the barrel like that? Like, what is that? That you see that curve, right? Like, what is this, man? Just it's booty. It's booty. I hate this. It's like some sci-fi techie gun, and they always have this gun with Bucky. Every single thing, except for the most recent one with the Black Widow collection. They finally got smart. They always have this stupid thing with the Walmart exclusive, with this, with the previous one for that Mandroid Build-A-Figure set. They always have this stupid gun. They'll paint it different colors, put some reds in it and stuff. I hate this stupid thing, man. Curve the bullet like Wanted, but why do you want the bullet to go down? it's like I'm gonna go down, shoot the ground or a paint can, and make it ricochet up and hit your face. Like, come on now. Started reading comics with my 9-year-old daughter. We are reading Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, Wonder Woman, and Black Widow. Hey man, how about a little diversity? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, any other female ongoings? I might be able to get into her. The Moon Girl, and looks like Auntie Paulie is on that. The Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is a good choice. Yeah, that's what Auntie Paulie says. That series ended, but yeah, there's 50 issues of it. Lots of new characters being introduced in there. You know, aside from that, consider watching or checking out. I think it was Rucka's run on Hawkeye, where they bring in Kate Bishop. She's fun, you know. And realistically, just anything with Kelly Thompson writing it, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I don't know how much she would get into the Domino series and Domino Hot Shots that Gail Simone was doing, but that could be fun. Like, it's hard to go wrong with some Simone. But for me, Kelly Thompson nails dialogue better than anyone, anyone in the comic book market right now. So always got to go with Miss Thompson. Always. Okay, pulled these guys out. Stay over there. And you two, get over there. So here's Bucky. Comes with that stupid rifle. And he comes with an actual, like what do you call it? M16 A2 with a very interesting, actually, it's not an A2. I guess this is, no, yeah, this looks like an A2, but with a scope. I never had a scope. Of course, I used a 60, but still, I never seen scopes when I was in the military. They never gave us scopes. And then we got the M203 grenade launcher on the bottom. Boom. That's the noise that it makes until it hits something, you know. But you know, it's like chunk. Just pop it open, slide the freaking grenade round in, and boom, bring it down. By the way, it's not a regular grenade that those things launch, like the one of those. It's not one of those. It's a grenade, but it's not a hand grenade. It's an actual grenade made for the M203. So just giving you guys an idea. Jim Lee said a few hours ago, it won't be a restart or reboot. After Death Metal, it'll be a changes to the DCU. Well, that's a shame because I don't think a lot of us are enjoying where it's going, but it is what it is. Batgirl, Far Sector. Oh, you know what? Yeah, why did I think you were only mentioning Marvel, so my mind was just stuck in Marvel. But yeah, you're not wrong. The Batgirl, I don't know how dark that gets because I haven't been watching that. Far Sector is going to be hard to understand, but for the first 3 issues that I read, or 4, it was really fun regardless. It was really fun. So anyway, here's Bucky. He's got this golden looking arm. I guess it's like the vibranium arm. This is cool. You know what I'm going to do? Because I have a bunch of Buckies. If I can get my hands on another one of these, I'm actually going to remove this arm. And this way, if I'm going to do a scene with him as the White Wolf in Wakanda, I'll actually get like, the sarong to actually put over his shoulders and just boom. That'll just look sweet. So yeah. Yeah, I got to make sure because I think I actually have this bucket. I know I have this Falcon, but if I do have this, it was discounted. They dropped the price down, so I was like, yeah, I'm going to grab another one of these because I thought to myself, I don't know if I have this Bucky, and if I do, it's not that big of a loss because, like I said, I really just want to take off his arm, and then I can just file down the arm and I can actually put it in a box, so it's like somebody will present it to him and stuff like that. I can really get that Wakanda scene down. But yeah, this isn't bad. This isn't bad at all. Boom. So, I just got to stop moving so it can focus. There we go. There we go. Look at this. Make his head as big as mine. Oh, for crying out loud. There we go. We're just, forget that this is in 3D. Anyway, so we got that. Falcon. So this is cool. Falcon comes like this. And he's got holes in his back where he's been shot. Now, obviously, you could put the backpack on him when he doesn't have his wings on. When he doesn't have his wings on, you just have the backpack on him. Boom! He's like, hey, what's up? And on top of the backpack, there's a little space where you could put this little guy in it. Boop. And then when you want to, he just releases real easy, like, and flies out. Yeah, this is Red Wing. Say hi. I'm not saying hi to that thing. Come on. So that's cool. So he comes with a Red Wing that does not stick on as hard as I want it to. But it's still pretty hard. If you push hard enough, it'll stay in, which is the case with most things, it turns out. All right. Unbeatable Squirrel Girl is cute for a kid. You know, I never thought about it for a kid. I mean, I did, and I was like, you know, maybe this will be good for kids. I personally didn't like it, so yeah, it never even registered in my mind. But then there's also the wings, of course. It looks like they would actually go this way. Wait, are these supposed to? Huh. So how would this go? Oh, shoot, you keep the backpack on regardless. So you keep the backpack on regardless. This is not supposed to come off. And then you just take the wings, and there's the holes in the backpack. You see, like right above my thumb, there's the 4 holes there. So you can just, because there's the 2 pegs there, you can see them. And they just slide right up on in now. Whoop. And I don't want, I can't seem to fly straight. I don't understand what's going on. Cat, finish the mission without me. I'm really dizzy. So put these guys on and boom. Boom shakalaka bye. Bang. There you go. All of a sudden, Falcon. I still like that version of the costume better, but I'm also old. I was going to say old school, but let's face facts. I'm just old. So let me put all these things over there. All right. Whoa! I lost the Winter Soldier. Remember that scene where like he was knife fighting and he dropped the knife so it can go into his other hand and he started fighting with that? I dropped it, fell off the desk, and I went to grab him and was like, I'm not Bucky. All right, so let's pop this guy open before we get to the secret one. Boop, 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 boop. The Age of Apocalypse, which is also going to be my Krakoan Apocalypse, because I could just give him a sarong too, and looks good enough, brah. Looks good enough. Boom. Ironheart and Shuri. The Ironheart book was good. I think that might be a little adult. The Shuri book, I just don't think that was good for anybody, but whatever. Enjoying where Spider-Man's current writer is taking the character of Sin Eater. Hell's yes. Nick Spencer is just freaking amazing at what he does. Like, that's higher thinking stuff right there. And Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. Thanks, guys. No worries. I think Dark Ages might be good. I'm hoping so, Atheists 45. I'm genuinely hoping so. Trying to push a few other male superheroes, but if all females get her into it, so be it. Yeah, word. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Keeping it, because when he got to talk on the big screen, he's got that big brother look looking down on you. Keeping it. Damn. Yo! All right, let's go with that. Okay. So what's back here? Oh, they actually separated his cape. Me likey. So they got his cape in a separate bang. Put it over there. Pull a couple of these bad boys out. He's got two heads. Like, how did they not give us two heads for him before? I'll never know. I'll never care. This is a good look for Apocalypse, right? He's like, wee! On a swing set. Pull this Saga John out of here. Bang! There we go. Whatever. Go away. All right. Bang. Apocalypse. He's just like, ah, 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 like Vincent Price on the Beat It video from Michael Jackson. Ah, he's also got the extra head, so he's just serious Apocalypse. Brooding. I digs it. I digs it a lot. He also comes where you see that he's got one fist and one open hand. He doesn't come with another open hand, but he does come with another fist. And what's weird, oh no, yeah, this is correct. I was looking at it in the mirror. So he can come with two fists, right? Or one open hand and a fist. I guess that's fine. I don't know why they wouldn't just throw in, like, how hard would it be to just throw in one extra open hand? What the hell, man? Like, I feel a little bit cheated. Like, you guys got lazy on me. I guess he only needs one open hand, though, for the final prop that he comes with, and that is this skull, which fits into his hand, kind of, sort of. So this is amazing that they decided to include this. Boom. I wonder if they're just going to, you know, it'd be cool, is if they just use this same exact mold, painted it silver or like silverish gray, and gave us a skeleton figure. And then, like, you know, had the little adamantium attachments to it, you know, the housing attachments. So it's like if Wolverine got, you know, turned to a skeleton, you know, you'd still have the housings, or you could just have an actual skeleton character. But either way, having this skull right here, I'm not going to complain about this in the slightest. That's cool. I'm digging on that. Yeah, next time they're going to put together a, doesn't open. That's a shame. Anyway, next time they're going to do one of these Ghost Rider figures, right? Or somebody else. Boom, you got the skull. You got it. Oh, also, sorry, I said he had a cape, right? So with this cape, it's so hard to adjust my face to the glasses. How do I have it down there like that? That's weird. Anyway, I don't like the cape. I mean, it's good for like a single scene, but like you usually want the cape to be moving. So for me, it's just, I'm gonna have to give him a different cape. But for now, just having the cape on him, that's cool. I like that it comes in the back. I really do like that. And it looks like he's got the hood there and everything. That's cool. That's cool. I dig on that. So for a solid cape, it's pretty good. I love this figure. I absolutely love this figure. I'm so glad that they made him. He is huge. Let me put him up next to the giant Hulk, since I got him here. The Gamerverse Hulk. There. He's ab crunching. I'm going to have to take off his cape. Sorry, guys. It's hard to hold him with the cape. Oh, and mine is really loose here. It's not that loose, but you can see that he's moving there. I don't want to make it any worse. But anyway, so make their backs both straight. Looks like he's gangster leaning. So foot straight so I can actually see that they're, come on, dum-dum. And this is, boom. So you can see that Hulk is definitely bigger. This Hulk doesn't look that big, you know, because I'm used to Hulks being bigger, especially broader in the chest. But yeah, I like this. This is actually really cool. I like that, you know, Apocalypse is huge, but he's not as big as the Hulks. They don't just do a one size. They actually make separate molds for some of the bigger figures. I love it. Alas, poor York. I knew him well, Horatio. I like that you got some Hamlet in there. Nice. Auntie Paulie up on the Shakespeare. Okay, so I got one more thing to open. So if you guys want to talk it up now. Nobody's using the main TV, so I'm watching on the big screen. I am worthy of the big screen? I loves it. Loves it. Absolutely loves it. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, let me open up the mystery box. I believe I know what's inside because I ordered it. It said I got it. It's about the right size. Ooh, there's a thank you inside. It's just a sticker that says thank you. I mean, yep, looks like it. It is. It is. Did I just cut my curtain? Nah, that's a tough curtain, man. That would be so embarrassing, man. I always make fun of people for not knowing how to use a knife. Okay, here it is. This is where Tim Board is going to wish that he was here live for this. Whoop. What am I looking at, my peeps? Hawk Woman. Oh, they just call her Hawk Girl here. Screw that. This is Hawk Woman. I mean, you could look at her, it's Hawk Woman. And the Gentleman Ghost. Oh, man. Hey, I could put the skeleton head in here. I could put the skull in here. So this is awesome. They did release these two as individuals with a Build-A-Figure in each one. They call them Collect and Connects. They did actually release these. This is the old DC Universe toy line that came out back in the day. Back in the day, like in 2006, 2007, 2008. I think 2009 and 10, whatever. Like they were coming out in around those years, and they just had like 8, 9, 11, whatever. They had a lot of waves of these. You could build some serious Build-A-Figures, and it was just amazing, man. But a couple of them they decided to put in a 2-pack form. They even started putting, like, there was a Hawkman that came with Stratos from the Masters of the Universe. They had those two going against each other. They had like Black Manta and Aquaman going against each other. They had a bunch. They were just like, let's skip the Build-A-Figure. Let's actually just try and get these things sold. So they put a 2-pack in there. I've been looking for her forever. I found her for like $65, and I'm like, I don't want to pay for a used one like that, man. I don't want to pay that much for it. And I was been looking for a Gentleman Ghost. I found one, but like I didn't have enough money at the time. This was years ago. And I found this, and they dropped it on sale for 20% off. I was like, yoink, you know? I jumped on this. This was on eBay. It was just an individual person sale. And apparently it wasn't selling. So we dropped the price 20%. I did not hesitate. I jumped on that with the quickness. Pop these puppies open. Hawk Woman. Ah, look at that. The little symbol fell off. Got this thing. Oh, geez. His pistol, his flintlock pistol came loose. Look at that. Oh, it's all white because he's a ghost. Oh, man. I'm not going to save the background, but I'm missing these backgrounds. Dude, I used to go to Toys R Us back in Jersey and find these things all the time and just be like, oh, Kmart would have them. There was no Walmart, I believe, or at least it wasn't big at all when this first started coming out, these series. Oh, man, like that was the day. These was from back in the day. Love, love, love these figures, man. They bring back such memories. Let me pull out his cane, because he's a gentleman. Okay, I'm already spotting a... Oh, nope, never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'll explain that in a hot moment. Okay, his cape comes out the back, as I expected it would. I got to be careful, because these are old figures, man. If one of these break, I'm going to cry. And the most likely for them to break is when they're coming out of the set, or out of the packaging. So be extra especially careful. I'm not worried about scratching this one at all because like this is just such an easy paint job. You just get white. You're fine. I'm afraid to go any harder on that. You know what? I'm not afraid to go hard here. I actually don't have to go hard on that side. Yes. Okay. So you can see he's transparent at the... Careful. There we go. This way first. All right, cool. And then it loosens up real quick. Sweet. Oh, come on now. Wow, these joints are tight. Look at this. Old school. Old school. Boom. It's like he'll never have to do the splits. But you can make him do the splits if you need to. So whatever. So boop, 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 boop. My man's. He's a little bit transparent, like up here, down at the bottom of the cape. His feet, you can see he's a little transparent in certain areas. And he's got, of course, no head. Let me put the skull in there and see how that looks, because that's just funny to me. I'm silly like that. I'm silly, I said. Silly Billy. Let me just slide that. Hello. How are you? Horatio. Horatio, I'm back. Hamlet. Hello. Where's Guildenstern and Rosencrantz when you need them? So boom, yeah, he's got no head because he's a ghost. He's a ghost. How far does this go down? No, it just stops there. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful freaking character. Put his flintlock pistol in there. There you go. Nah. I'm gonna have to jam that puppy in there. Oh, if I turn it a little bit. No, I'm just gonna have to jam it in there. Anyway, oh God, I love this figure. I love that I've got a gentleman ghost figure. I need a shadow thief. Ooh, and I could find a dragon to be Blythe, but I actually have to get a Blythe figure. Probably have to custom those. Shadow Thief will be a lot easier to custom than Blythe, but you know what? It'll happen. I'd also like to get the Despero figure too, because Death of Hawkman. That 6-issue limited series. It wasn't bad. Okay, a bunch of these little things hanging around. So she's got all of her weapons from the regular figure, which I love, because at first I thought she didn't come with the spear. That would have broken. That would have genuinely broken my heart. Is he a gentleman or a pimp? I don't know. Let me check his shoes. No, he's not wearing goldfish platform shoes. So I'm gonna have to say, some of you guys are like, he went there with the I'm gonna get you, sucker. Oh man, get in there. Get in there. I came from, I guess, it's a rather sheltered lifestyle, since I don't recall ever meeting a pimp in my life that I knew he was a pimp. So there's that. Okay, let me go over the weapons really quick. She's got the spear. She's got the spear. Look at the detail on that. Look at the color. See, like the part that I'm holding is brown. You can see it's the wrap for the spear for the hand grips. The rest of it's black. Like, I mean, I guess the tip could be made silver, but I mean, look at the detail on the back of it. And this is back when they actually cared about making these figures. Look at this this dagger. It's more like a gladius almost. Like it looks like it could be two-handed if it needed to be. The blade is a lot longer than a standard dagger. There's actually chips in it, like it's well used. Man, who makes toys like this anymore? Look at the paint. Look at the little dots on the handle. On the pummel is one thing. The pummel actually comes down. It's nice. But on the knuckle protectors, whatever. Boom. The cross, it's not cross blades, the cross grip. Anyway, and then the mace. Look at the mace. It's got the little loop in the back. It's all brown from the, yep, down there, but black up on top. There's the dots, the spikes. God, this is the detail they did with these characters. These are the best like Marvel Legends is the best nowadays, and they're not bad, but nobody built a figure the way that these guys here. This was Mattel, right? Yep, at Mattel. Nobody built them like these guys. MattyCollector.com. I don't know what the hell that is, but sure. These Mattels, man, holy crap. Best figures ever released. I feel like these figures could get you into DC Comics. If you weren't into DC or you weren't even into comics, I feel like these figures are so beautiful that if you saw them, you would buy them. And if you bought them, you'd be like, I got to start reading the comic books, man. Because they're so insanely beautiful. Now is the idea, like, how do they get her in? And how would I therefore get her out? Kids are watching Thor Ragnarok right now, which I think is freaking hysterical. We watched the past 2 nights. We watched Spider-Man: Homecoming. No, not in 2 segments. We've just been watching Spider-Man: Homecoming twice. It's the first time they watched it 2 days ago, and then they wanted to see it again just to make sure they got everything from it. I think I'm a bad influence, or a good influence, depending on which side of the rift you're approaching this from. Oh, that's a particular bend. Ah, really? It went right around the freaking ridge that I wanted to cut at. There we go. How did they get these things in there? Sheesh. All right. Wife's favorite MCU film is Spider-Man: Far From Home. Oh, there you go. When did you say? You said that just now. Nice. It's not a bad film. It's not a bad film at all. Okay. Bang! Here she is. She's got the look, everything there. I'd like it if she actually came with another version without the helmet on. Same thing with Hawkman, but whatever. So boom, you can see she's actually got the big hoop earrings. Like they're actually more discs. Excuse me, not hoops. They're discs. Boom. She's got waist articulation. I got to be careful with these. Again, these are older figures. I know you all want to just see the wings, right? Okay, the waist is not articulating. I'm not going to play around with that. Okay, the waist will not articulate. Whatever. As long as she actually has a waist. As long as she's not in like 2 pieces. Yes, this was back in the day before they were doing the double joints. It's now just like that. No complaints. This is before they started doing the cool stuff with the twisty heels. But yeah. Oh, this is a gorgeous figure. So obviously the wings can go all the way back like that. She'd just be like, hey, what's going on? Or she'd just be like, yeah, what's up? Yeah, I'm cool. I'm ready for flight. And then you can, right in the back, you can see the joints right up on top. That's all it is, right up on top. Boop, boop. And she could just do that. And then she could fly. I mean, you can get super silly and put them up. I guess she's like falling and like, like put one back or something, I mean, they can even get really goofy and just like, I don't know why I would ever do this, but yes, I can do this. So I guess they can go even further if you want. You can just get all sorts of doofy with it. But anyway, the idea is even this is a little bit stretching, but anyway, yeah, so it should really just go like this. That's what it should really go as. They don't spread from here to go up more, which is what I'd really like to see. But again, man, for back in the day, back in the mid to late 2000s, nah, dude. This stuff from more than a decade ago Nah, this was exactly where it was at. She doesn't have any place to hold them. Like with Qatar, he's got the place to hold his stuff, but she's got the two weapons there, and then she's got, of course, the spear, which she can actually two-hand hold it. I'm gonna actually put him in her hand. I'm gonna put him in her hand. Like I finally got another Shayara after all these years. I had all these figures. I don't know about every one of them, but I had almost every one. Like one of the Build-A-Figures was Gigana, had it. One of the Build-A-Figures was Solomon Grundy, had it. One of them was Despero, had it. One of them was oh shoot, there was the I always forget his name. The big yellow mean guy from the Yellow Lantern Corps had him. Had he always says Poozer from the Green Lantern Corps, the trainer. Why am I forgetting his name? Stupid. Wow, why am I forgetting his name? Anyway, had him. Got they had so many Build-A-Figures, man. I had them. They had Darkseid. I had him. They had his son, the one that nobody likes. Had him. Dude, I had pretty much all of these figures, and just I gave a Kilowog. Thank you, Breck. And then I gave them when I was moving. I gave them to my daughters because they loved playing with them. They had the old Toy Biz Marvel Legends, which sucked compared to them. Like one of the best ones was actually Colossus, and they couldn't say his name, so I just called him Buff Dude. So they're just like, yeah, Buff Dude. I always have him walking around like this. Hey, what's up? I'm buff. I'm buff. Like, yeah, Buff Dude. It's like, stop saying I'm buff. Like, you like it. It's like, no, I'm talking to the character, Daddy. I'm like, I know. So we'd be playing the toys and everything. Spider-Man is the character. Well, one of them who made the MCU possible. Yeah, absolutely. Again, God, I'm gonna go with this. Like, even though I know the X-Men came out first, and all the other films that came out before that, there was a lot of factors that went into that. Anyway, oh, sorry, here she is holding the spear. She can hold in different directions. She can hold it like she's gonna stab somebody with it. Like run somebody right through with it. Turn that sideways. Yeah, like this. God, I love this figure. It's like, what did you just say to me? Anyway, this could be like the spear of Bashanga. It's gonna jack a fool up. You get too close. Um, so let's look at the history of the Marvel Universe, man. Like for real. One of the ones that started it all was Batman '66. Think about it. It was a movie before it was a TV show. They had the Bat Shark repellent and all that stuff. They had Eartha Kitt. How you doing, girl? They had Caesar Romero, who wouldn't shave his mustache. Didn't matter. Nobody cared. Didn't bother anybody. Didn't bother anybody. We were all good. They had but Caesar Romero playing the Joker. They had freaking Burgess Meredith. Uh Mickey! Yo, Mickey! From Rocky. He was playing the Penguin. You had Frank Gorshin was playing the Riddler. And I met him. Such an amazing, wonderful human being. Like, this is before I was even collecting autographs or anything like that. I was just like, are, are you the Riddler? He's like, I'm going by my secret name, Frank. I was like, Frank, oh my God, wow. Like, I can't believe I'm meeting you. I was just randomly on an escalator and I'm like double taking him, staring. It was a slow escalator. It was a long escalator. I'm just looking up and I was like, I was a kid. I was a kid recognizing him. Like that was just amazing. So you had like all these amazing actors in this. Adam West, Burt Ward, you know what I'm saying? Making this amazing movie. Bill Finger was writing a bunch of those issues. Excuse me, those scenes, the the TV shows. He created that King Tut character for the show. Forget about it. You know what I'm saying? That was a great TV show. But it started off being a great movie for the time. Now they had to go back and rewrite the character for the comic books. That's fine. I'm glad that they did that. I wish that Marvel would do a lot of that also and stop, oh, we're just going to use the same, characters from there, including all the history here. Like what they did with Shuri is just too much. You know what I'm saying? In the comic books right now, first she was just a badass, like physically a badass. Then they had to go and make her, give her magic also. Okay, cool. You want physical and she could use magic? I'm good with it. She's learning the magic and everything. She's going to do a transition. I'm cool with that. But then the movies, they went and made her, hyper intelligent, smarter than freaking Tony Stark. So what do they do in the comic books? Like, we're going to do that also. It's like, okay, this is too much now. This is too much. She's a physical badass. She's the smartest person in the room, no matter which room she's in. And on top of that, she uses magic. Like, what's next? Just gonna give her psychic powers also? She can fly into the astral plane and smack people around. She can already go into the ancestral plane, which is adjacent. Like, it's too much. It's OP. I don't want to see another Superman. I'm done with the Superman characters. You know what I'm saying? We got Superman. We don't need more Supermen out there. So just please stop. No. Have Shuri just pick one, please. You don't have to replicate the movies, for crying out loud. Anyway, so there should be some familiarity, but anyway, what do you have it now? So you had that, but before that, you had all the TV serials, right? You had the Captain Marvel. Nowadays is called Shazam. Back in the day, he was called Captain Marvel. That was the first movie serial. 12 episodes, about 3 to 5 minutes each. When you went in to see your feature presentation of whatever you were going to watch in the movie theater, usually in black and white, you had these movie things that would come on. That was when the Three Stooges became famous. Before they ever hit TV, they were serials in the not cereals like your breakfast cereal spelled with an S. Cereals out there. Boom, here you go. I'm in the U.S. Is school looking for you? Oh, I'm going to get back to where I was. Um, the kids are supposed to go back to school this Monday. I just got an email saying, "Hey, I know there's already like 40,000 of you guys out there in just my district who are like, you're not going to go back to school." Well, another 10,000 just said they're not going to go back to school. They're just going to do the online learning recently. So we got to adjust for that. And in my head, I'm thinking, one, those guys are stupid for waiting to the last moment because they should have known better. But whatever, it is what it is. Two, you guys at the school are even stupider if you didn't know that was going to happen. Because I let them know 2 months ago our kids aren't going to school. You know what I'm saying? I pulled my kids out early from the school year, and I was like, my kids aren't going to school next year if this stuff is still going to happen, because it's in the schools. That's how it starts ramping up again, so anyway, my wife is going full-time to school right now. She's going back to school, going for a master's. I'm about to start again either Monday or Wednesday. They're not sure yet, to do my thing. I'm going to go for another one of my master's equivalency schools schools for another diploma, not a degree, a diploma, because I'm trying to switch fields. Teaching English is starting to get a little bit old. I need to keep moving. Otherwise, I'm just like, can't do this no more. Anyway, it's going to be in the lawyerly field. So I'm digging on that. I'm not going to be a lawyer. I'm going to be in the lawyerly field. I'm going to be working with immigrants. I'm trying to help people out, refugees and regular. So, boom. Anyway, so you had those serials, and the Captain Marvel one was first. You go back and you watch that today. I'm pretty sure you can still find that on freaking YouTube for free. You can't go wrong, man. That was an amazing story. I loved it. Then they wound up doing 2 Superman ones. They did a Batman one. They did the Captain America one, which for the most part sucked. But was cool is they made a comic book about it, which they explained it, why his name was Steve Grant instead of Steve Rogers. And it's like, what are you guys doing? It's just all of it. It was just freaking hysterical. So I loved it. I was cool with it. Whatever, right? But they did those, and then they started making, the Batman 66. Then they started going out and they started doing like the Spider-Man and the Chinese Web, and the two other. I think they had like 3 Spider-Man movies, all in all. And it's just the silly little trying to climb the walls. He had the belt and the web shooters on the outside instead of the inside. Whatever. I still loved them. I loved them. I loved watching them when I was a little kid because that's all we had. Later on, they started doing a bunch of more stuff like that. Actually, even before that, they were doing they did a Captain America one. They did two of them. They did two Captain America ones with Red Brown. He had the motorcycle helmet on. The first episode, it was only the last couple of minutes that he had the actual Captain America uniform on, still with a Captain America motorcycle helmet on. But before there's just this really wicked rainbow looking thing. I'm like, what am I looking at? But in the second movie, he had the costume on the whole time. The shield was actually more of a frisbee than anything else, and the white parts were actually clear, so they decided to make them clear instead. I guess it made more sense when he was riding on his motorcycle because he put it on the front of his motorcycle. Anyway, yeah, he was able to protect against bullets, and he was able to throw it, and it came back to him and smacked people in the back of the head. He was able to outrun a dune buggy. You know, I'm saying it was cool. Like, you know, it was good enough. It was good enough. They wanted to do another Captain America in 1989, I think it was. I remember, I remember I went to Blockbuster Video. Remember those? And I was macking on this girl that I knew from my art vocational school. I was macking hard on this girl, and I always try to keep my nerdy life separate from my school life. Like I didn't associate, and they knew better. Like I didn't associate with my fellow nerds when I was in high school. You couldn't. It was like the Bering Strait. You could not freaking mix the two waters, bro. You could not. I would lose any clout if I walked around with like a Black Panther T-shirt, or if they knew that I had Black Panther pajama bottoms on or something like that, or underoos. Anybody remember underoos? You couldn't mix those. You know what I'm saying? So I was one of those kids. Like I was really good at sports. I was really good at. I was really, really, really good at fighting. I was just that was me. So like I hung out with some not like the top crowd, and I sure as hell didn't hang out with the jocks. But we were still better than the posers and the skateboarders. So I'm saying anyway. But on the side, I would go off at home and I would like hang out with some of the other guys. I would play Dungeons and Dragons, in some kid's basement, some kid who had a basement, I'd be hanging out, looking at their comic book collection. I had a comic book collection, but I had it in a filing cabinet and I would lock it. It was a fireproof metal filing cabinet that we got. Like my mom and me, we used to go and we used to clean offices, what I'm saying, for this small company. So the one guys were like throwing out a big bright baby blue filing cabinet, and it was fireproof and everything. And I'm like, can we fit that in the back of the car? She's like, what are you gonna use this for? I was like, I can put my comic books in there. She's like, that's actually a good idea. Okay, sure. So we muscled that thing into the back of the car, and I brought that thing into the apartment and just set it up and everything. It was like, I can put my comic book long boxes in here, bruh. So it was cool, man. I loved it. If the house burnt down, the comics would be safe. I lost every one of those comic books when I moved to Saudi Arabia in 2011. But anyway, so check it. Freaking, what do you have? Yeah. Anyway, so when I was macking on that girl, we were kind of walking around when there was nobody, at the store. We were just kind of walking around a little bit, and I was like, "Ooh, the Captain America movie came out," and I picked it up and I was looking at it, and she just looked at me, and I was like, "I got a sensitive side too." Ah! I never wound up going out with that girl, man. I never wound up, man. And she lived like 3 towns over. She lived like 3, 4 towns over. I had to take Route 18 to get there. So like that was just sad, man. But like that's the world that I grew up in. If a guy liked comic books, you were not getting laid. Like it was not happening. So, so yeah, man. Like that just crushed my heart, man. Wait, Auntie Polly, is that Paula? Hold on. Is that P.A. Stewart? Is that what I'm looking at? Am I just now getting that? Because, like, that's the way that she talks. The Max Fleischer Superman cartoons. Oh, those, even to this day, well, I don't know about today, but we used to grab those at, like, KB toy stores for, like, $1 on VHS. Oh, we used to grab those all the time. Anytime you go in a dollar store, they're just sitting there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yoink, grab all those Max Fleischer, the Superman. That was the first. I don't know if anybody knows this or not, but Auntie Paulie over there pointing out this is the first time that Superman ever flew. The first character who ever flew, the super characters who ever flew, was Namor. Those little ankle. I saw you from like last week and everything, and that was you the whole time. What's going? As soon as you said that, I was like, that's how Paula talks. What's going on here? You got they sell my DVDs now. That's great. Yo, They sell them on DVDs for $1. I love it. I love it. I'm there for it. Anyway, that one opening scene where he's flying like the giant magnet and he's punching the the energy to get it away. I think that was in the episode, the super magnet or something like that. Like he's flying for like that's the first time he ever flew. Like, oh man, the history of some of these characters on TV and whatnot. But I'm just talking about the movies now, right? so so that's the lane that we're in here, right? So what happens now? Yeah, they had that Captain America movie, and that was actually with J.D. Salinger's son. J.D. Salinger, who wrote the Catcher in the Rye, that was his son who played Captain America. Um, they had all these movies, but like they had the Man Thing came out around that time. Not Swamp Thing. I'm saying from Marvel. They had the Man Thing. Really good interpretation of him, and that was probably more of a horror, but like a campy horror than anything else because those old school special effects. So check this. Was this? Have you seen the old Superman serials? And when he flew, he was animated. Classic. Yes, yes. I remember I had to slow that down. I had to slow it down because like, how did they make him fly? And it was like a cartoon to make him fly. He would just stand there and go like this, and then hop a little bit, and then it was like, pew, but an animated, black and white. Good point, Breck. Freaking A, man. Yo, those were great. Those were great. But the movie that topped it, the movie that blew it over the freaking top for me, because like they did the X-Men, and it was okay. When I went and saw it in the movie theater, like my standards are always really high. I went and saw it with a bunch of my friends, who of course we had to come out the closet as nerds, at this point. But whatever, we were out of high school, so who cared? We sitting down, we were watching this thing, and they're just like, "Yo, this was great." I'm like, that doesn't make sense that Wolverine could go around the thing because like it's adamantium would have cut right through him. He would have still been falling. I'm saying, so like that was weird. It was like really weird. And he landed and it's like, and meanwhile, old lady Liberty, like the one part falls off as opposed to like what would it be? One, two, three, four, five, six. There'd be six parts falling into the ocean of various sizes or into uh, Hudson Bay. Like what's going on, man? What's going on? So like what am I looking at here? Anyway, yeah, I was just really critical of the movie. I was like, they had some good the parts with Wolverine. It's like when Rogue says, "Does it hurt when they come out?" And he's like, "Every time." I'll still get the sniffles. I'll still get choked up when I see that scene. That was a great freaking scene. The part where he's like, Cyclops has the thing. It's like, don't open your eyes, and he's like, I can't open my eyes. And Phoenix is like, don't worry, you're okay. Open them now. And like, she's got the thing. I was like, there was a lot of scenes that were really good in that movie, and it got the theme right. X-Men 2 was way, way, way better. But X-Men 1, it was cool, but that classic Halle Berry line, right? Um, it was a weird it was a weird thing coming from Halle Berry saying it. I'm saying I think like they could have gotten Angela Hudson to play that movie, Angela Bassett to play that scene right there, and just they skipped on that, which is just whatever they had. Halle Berry's like the only black actress who can freaking be an actress in regular old movies, right? Whatever. Anyway, it's not like we were asking them to get Pam Grier to show up because that would have been interesting now. But anyway, get Pam Grier to play freaking Callisto, right? If we're gonna start switching over like white and black actors and actresses, get Pam Grier to play Callisto. Tell me that would not be badass. I just came up with that one. But anyway, yeah, agreed, atheist, agreed. Like it was good until they went and screwed it up. All things being equal, all things being what they are, it was an okay movie. But when Blade came out, that's the one that I'm saying it went over the top. When Blade 1 came out, Wesley Snipes, because I've said this a dozen times before, here it comes again. I went there with my buddy Chris. We sat down to watch this movie, And I knew, like, we knew in general what the movie was going to be about, whatever. And I didn't say anything to him. I usually keep this stuff to myself until afterwards. I don't want to just start, popping off in the mouth, and all of a sudden I just went into a lengthy explanation, and nobody, nobody cares. And afterwards, oh, I was wrong anyway. I'll usually just sit back. I'm okay with, saying afterwards, oh, hey, you know what? But anyway, I knew that this was, I had a gut feeling this was going to be based. It's like a guy named Blade. He's black. He's a vampire hunter. I know the character from the comics. You know what I'm saying? I used to read those old Marv Wolfman, Gene Colan comic books. I'm like, that's got to be it, right? But it doesn't look like him, so it's probably not. Anyway, and I said that I just watched this whole movie. I was like, yeah, he's half vampire, so he's a damn fear. By the time I got to like Hannibal King was in there, I was like, what? Yo. Yo. Oh no, excuse me, Deacon Frost. Hannibal King was in the third one. That was the first superhero role that Ryan Reynolds played before Green Lantern, before Wade Wilson Deadpool. So anyway, he was the first person to play 3 different superhero roles. But yeah, they had Deacon Frost in it. And I was like, okay, this is Blade. Holy crap, this is Blade. And they changed him a lot. And my buddy Chris afterwards was like, is this the comic book cat? Like after the movie was over, of course. And I was like, yeah, dude, but it is such a departure. But I loved it. This is way cooler than regular old school Blade ever was, with his brown bomber jacket and the wooden. It was actually this way, the wooden stakes across his freaking chest and the bandolier. I'm like, what? That guy was cool enough, but this one with the sword and the freaking batarangs. Do I still have the thing out here? There it is. There it is. With the blade batarangs, he's like, yo! That was the movie that set it off. It was because of the success of that one that Sony was like, we got to up our game with Spider-Man a lot, because now we know that these movies can actually be a success. We know they can. So that's when they said, let's sink some more budget into them. So like, yeah, for me, some mother effers always trying to skate uphill. See, that's also a classic Blade line. What happens to a toad when you electrocute it? Same thing that happens to everything else. But I'm telling you, man, Blade changed everything. Everything. Putting the X-Men in freaking black leather, I think, was kind of goofy, but I guess you kind of had to. Um, when they put Blade in the black leather, I was like, they needed to, and that wound up becoming his new look. So revolutionary. And I don't think anybody can complain that that is the superior version of Blade, with the Dr. Wesley Snipes and everything. I'm glad they didn't put Spider-Man in black leather also, because like, really? And Daredevil, they gave him a darkish red, a dark crimson. Instead of regular red, it was like crimson, deep crimson, but it was still leather, and it's like, whatever. Yeah, they were trying. They were definitely trying. Oh man, yeah, I think they did a great job. Like seeing the evolution of these movies, but of course, like the true birth of the MCU really was like the one that really upped the. Oh, and how do we do all that and not mention the Richard Donner Superman movies? Because like there are no superhero movies without those movies, and every single superhero movie for the most part has been trying to imitate that ever since. And the ones that usually go wrong are the ones that are trying to imitate or do darker than Christopher Nolan. Because, well, actually, not even Christopher Nolan, more like the Michael Keaton. Schumacher didn't start those. I know the guy's name. He was dating Helena Bonham Carter. The heck's that dude's name? Tim Burton. Nightmare Before Christmas dude. Like when he did the '89 Batman with Michael Keaton and all that, and later on Val Kilmer, and after that George Clooney. We can skip those 2 movies, but anyway, practically skip the second movie too. But whatever. They were cool, but there was still a huge departure from what Batman actually was. Like he's going around killing people and whatnot. I talked about this on the podcast that I do with Chillmonger. They keep on trying to make Batman just this dark character. Dude, he's not just a dark character. That's not all he is. He's a detective. He's a detective. One of the reasons why the 66 Batman worked, he wasn't dark, but he's still a detective. Even though it was goofy and campy as hell, he was still a detective. The Riddler goes and says a clue. No, actually, it was as the bird flies, and the bird flies west. Why does the bird fly west? Because I'm Adam West. Well, there you go. That works. It's good logic. Go west, young man. Yeah, just whatever. You know what I'm saying? He was still a detective. It's the idea like whatever you're gonna do, he's the world's greatest detective. Batman is so many things. He's not just one thing. If you're just gonna focus on, I'm gonna make him even darker, well then you're stupid and you shouldn't be making movies. Least of all should you be making superhero movies because you don't get the character. And I'm that's a hill I'm willing. Yeah, like I know people are saying like, oh, Professor Bill's still willing to die on this hill. Yes, I'm willing. I don't know that I'm going to die on the hill. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. If I got to, like, you know what? Back in the day, we used to play this game called King of the Hill, and yeah, I won a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's when you find a hill and you stand on top of the hill. Whoever gets to the top of the hill and stands at the top of the hill, if nobody else can knock you off of the hill, you win. Yeah, we played really rough games when we were kids. You know what I'm saying? You got to get up there. You got to try and tackle the guy off or grab him and slam him, wrestle him, and throw him off the hill. And you stand up on top of the hill. I'm the king of the hill. Everybody else got to come up and try and get you now. And so you got to all these people at the same time. Brah, brah. Yes, I'm okay with being at the top of hills. I'm used to it. So if I gotta die on a hill, who's gonna be the guy who kills me? I'm willing to say that yeah, Pattinson has his work, and I hope he's okay from COVID and everything. But I'm dead serious when I say you do not make a freaking movie with Pattinson talking about I'm not going to get buff because I don't want to set any unreachable standards, well, then you've already missed one key aspect of who Batman is. He's the best of all of us. I'm sure you like his acting, but if you got the best actor in the world who's with bad posture going, yeah, what's going on, man? Beat me, yeah, I don't want to see it. I'm not interested. I don't want to see somebody who's as skinny as me. Now, I don't have nearly the muscle mass that, I used to have that I wish I still had. You know what I'm saying? I don't have near. Somebody's like, Professor, you want to play Batman? I'd be like, I would love to play Batman. I'm not going to. You know what I'm saying? Because I would suck. I'm just not going to do that. I don't even care what anybody else says. I know what I think. And I have values, and I'm willing to just stand up for those values and my beliefs. And no, you got to have a certain body type. I don't care if it's unreachable and whatnot. I don't believe in those unreachable body types. I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? If somebody thinks they look good because they're big girl, they're big girls. If somebody thinks they look good because they're a little girl, then they look good. You know what I'm saying? It's all a mindset. But at the same time, like for men, it's usually pretty known. You don't want to have Arnold Schwarzenegger playing Spider-Man. You want more of a, you don't even necessarily want a Bruce Lee type, but you could. That would look better than a freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, you know what I'm saying? Uh, Schwarzenegger is a fun actor. Nobody's going to play a better Conan than him. But I don't ever want to see this cat come up talking about, hey, man, I'm Spider-Man. Because no, you're not. um, Man, my money's on Ben Riley, but in order to have an Iron Man, you get Arno. What do you think gets into the MCU first, Ben Riley or Arno Stark? Oh, probably Ben Riley. God, I hope Ben Riley. Oh, please, Ben Riley. I don't like Arno. I really just don't like him. All that being said, yeah, we can't discount how much the Iron Man movie was influential because that really superseded everybody's expectations. That went out of this world, out of control. Nobody thought that movie could be done. That's like, when Jurassic Park was done and people were just like, you made dinosaurs come to life. Because look at every single other dinosaur movie that came before. I don't care if it's claymation. I don't care if it's Jurassic World or excuse me, what is that called? Littlefoot, the Littlefoot movies, with the animations. I don't care if it's freaking Fantasia. I don't care if it's freaking Godzilla with a guy in a rubber suit. Dinosaurs have always sucked. But when we saw Jurassic Park for the first time in the theaters, That's like, yo, dinosaurs are real. You know what I'm saying? Yo. But I've got the body type to pay Amanda Waller. Maybe a bit of the attitude too. I like it. I like it. Do it. Make it happen. Um, bro. When Iron Man came out, we saw the special effects, and we were like, nobody's ever going to be able to play. When they were like, oh, we were trying to get Tom Cruise, but he wouldn't do it for the prices that we needed him to do it for because we were on a heavy budget. So instead, we went with Robert Downey Jr. We're like, yes, thank God. Um, Jon Favreau, who made that movie, you look like Avi Arad is an executive producer on that, or one of the producers on that movie, and all these other people and whatnot. Because like he's just Avi Arad just got his fingers into everything, man. Just, like putting your fingers into dirt, pretending it's steel, or sand, specific like sand on the beach. Poof. But uh, Jon Favreau made that movie. You know, the guy who's doing the Mandalorian right now. Yeah, that guy. He did this movie. He put up his own money, his own cash, because he believed in that movie that much. The MCU would not exist without a whole bunch of other movies, but also mainly without Jon Favreau, who had a vision. And he believed in that vision so much. Like this guy is an entrepreneur. He really is. For all the other skills he's got, he's an entrepreneur. Because he said, I'm willing to put my own money down on this to make it work. When they turned around and they said, you got to do all these other things that you're not going to like for Iron Man 2, and he stepped away from the MCU, everybody at Marvel should have hung their heads in shame because of the idea that they went and told this dude what you got to do after he made he pretty much he didn't create the MCU, but if it wasn't for him, there is no MCU. Nobody believed in the MCU. Nobody believed in the so-called MCU. Nobody. But he believed in that movie. And that is what made all the world of a difference. When we walked out of that movie theater and literally dragging our jaw, well, figuratively, dragging our jaws behind us because they were on the floor big time, does not happen without Jon Favreau. So, man. So, I'm happy that he came back to reprise his role as Happy Hogan, a couple of these latest movies like Spider-Man Homecoming and Far From Home and all that. Oh yeah, they were watching Far From Home. Did I say Homecoming? They've been watching Far From Home. Anyway, yeah, Favreau. That's why I had. So for me, there's a lot of other movies. There's Blade, which was crucial, and there's Jon Favreau. And I know that people want to say like Downey Jr. also. I'm not going to disagree. I'm not going to disagree on that. But I'm of the opinion I'm more willing to let other people say it as opposed to me have to say it because I know that other people are going to say that. I like to speak up for the underdog. I like to speak up for the person who's not going to be recognized. And Favreau is definitely that guy. And it's sad, but it is what it is. Arno Stark as Iron Man in the comics was actually interesting Avengers storytelling. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Hey, are you John from the regular YouTube channel? Because that's how he talks. I'm gonna wait a second to see if there's a yes or a no. But anyway, yeah. So all these figures and whatnot. Oof. Next week, I think is gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be a DC week or a Star Wars week. It'll probably be a DC week. It'll probably wind up being a DC week, but we'll see. All right, we'll see. Anyway, guys, I'm about to bug out of here. Got to go prep for. Actually, I got to go and put these kids to bed. They're about ready to go to bed now. Clean up this mess I just made here and get ready for the podcast with Chillmonger to come out about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Everywhere that podcasts are made available. I'm also going to try and upload this really quick onto YouTube for everybody to see after the fact. I'll talk to all y'all later. Professor Bill, Comic Book University, class dismissed.